Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your lecture on bone remodeling, which, as you know, is the process by which your skeletal system is able to respond to stress and become stronger if and when it needs to, which is pretty dang remarkable. It's going to start with this step called activation, which says, all right, bone, you need to be stronger. I'm going to walk us through each of these steps using that wheel you should have made in front of you. So go ahead and turn that wheel to window number 1. If you're confused about what that means, please see me for help. Yes, the actual me for clarification over there. Here in step 1, your bones are able to translate mechanical stress, the literal physical force exerted on bones, into cellular signaling, which starts by having these cells called pre-osteoclasts being attracted to the site of remodeling, which is where bones are actually going to get stronger. So you're going to take a red marker and you're going to color in these pre-osteoclasts, which you can see are forming, and you're also going to color in the key at the bottom of that page down there. If you turn your wheel then to step 2, when you're ready, you're also going to fill in these osteoclasts here. And what's happening is that these pre-osteoclasts, remarkably, are fusing together to form one multinucleated osteoclast, which means, of course, many nuclei. And when I say the word osteoclast, this is an essential cell type you need to know. Osteo as a prefix means bone, and clast as a suffix here means to destroy or to get rid of. So an osteoclast is a specialized multinucleated cell that destroys old bone so that new bone can take its place. Take a second to make sure you have everything colored in red, all the osteoclasts and pre-osteoclasts, and on your notes, pre-osteoclasts are attracted to the site of remodeling, and they fuse to form multinucleated osteoclasts. If you need a way to remember what an osteoclast is, I'm going to use a word that is not necessarily science related, and it's iconoclast here. An iconoclast means the destroyer of religions, of signs or icons. For example, if you are conquering a new empire or a new culture, it might behoove you to destroy the existing cultural icons so then you can replace them or insert your own because you're conquering these people. So iconoclast is when you destroy religious icons, and an osteoclast is when you destroy or you get rid of old bone. Moving on to step number 3 in a second. Go and turn your wheel. Just want to make sure we have a more realistic idea of what an osteoclast looks like. So this is a microscopic view of an osteoclast. I'm going to outline it on the board up here in red, and you can see the multiple nuclei. See if you can find those. Here's a picture of an osteoclast at work. You can see those crazy spiky edges, and it's slowly degrading away at the surface of that bone very clearly. If you're interested in how it knows what to do, what type of molecules are here, what kind of research is currently going on, this would be the protein and cellular signaling that's going on to try to investigate what exactly is happening here, so that if we understand the molecular signaling, maybe we can cure certain diseases where osteoclasts are too active, resulting in bone weakness. Complex but fascinating. A lot is going on right now. Here in step 3, the osteoclasts dig a cavity called a resorption pit in spongy bone, or they burrow a tunnel in contact bone because it's not quite as easy to dig into contact bone. It's much more dense. So again, I want to make sure that every osteoclast we see is colored in red just so it's visually very obvious. And then in step 4 here, calcium can be released into the blood for use in various body functions. So go ahead and take a look at what's happening in windows 3 and 4 in your wheel here. And you can see that resorption pit is definitely growing, and the calcium that used to be stored in that bone matrix and that old bone is being released by the osteoclasts into the bloodstream, so that if your body ever needs more calcium, you know that your bone is a site of calcium storage. This also means that if you are repeatedly low on calcium, your body's always going into your bones to get more, but you don't have enough calcium to make your bones strong, and that can be a big problem as well. So this step is called resorption. We've moved on from activation into this process of resorption, which sounds like to absorb something, and you're basically absorbing the old bone and making way for the new. And finally, here in step 5, the osteoclasts leave. How exactly they leave or they disappear is not particularly important to me, just know that they go away. So color in this multinucleated osteoclast, finally in red, in this wheel in step 5, and then finally we're ready to actually make some bones. So again in step 5, the osteoclasts disappear. This step is called resorption. At this point, we're going to pause, give you a chance to ask questions, to catch up if you're moving a little bit behind. Make sure that you're able to answer the first 3 questions on the board here. And once you know, go and find a partner and talk about question number 4. What do you think will happen next? If you need a hint, you have a wheel in front of you, which is a big giveaway. And we will talk again in just a second.